9/11, an event that we all know about, a tragedy that occurred that we will never forget. We all know the major parts of 9/11, but I have to ask, how many of you here know the full entire timeline of what occurred? Like what happened at 5:55 a.m. all the way to 12:30 p.m. Raise your hands. To those of you who didn't raise your hands, I get it. I was born in 2002. I have no memory of 9/11, and I only grew up knowing the major parts of what occurred, that being the World Trade Center being hit and the towers collapsing. That was about it. It wasn't until the 20th anniversary when I decided to fully educate myself on the attack. I watched different documentaries, watched different news coverings of the time. I read different articles, different books about what occurred. And today I'll be informing all of you on Flight 93 and its timeline during 9/11. In total, there were 4 planes set to attack American soil: Flight 11 and Flight 175 hitting the World Trade Center, Flight 77 hitting the Pentagon, and lastly, Flight 93. Flight 93 was delayed for more than 25 minutes, roughly 40 minutes, officially taking off at 8:42. 4 minutes later, at 8:46, Flight 11 hits the North Tower of the World Trade Center. At 9:29, United 93 is hijacked. We know the plane gets hijacked at this time because there are 2 radio transmissions sent to Cleveland Air Control Center. The first one sounds like a fight, some screaming is occurring, and it's just a little bit incoherent to understand. However, the second radio transmission was a mayday call. You hear the pilot screaming, get out of here, we're all gonna die, mayday, mayday. It was a sign, it was a call for help. At 9:32, Cleveland Air Control Center receives another radio transmission, this time from the hijackers, telling them that the plane has a bomb, that the passengers should remain calm, and that everything will be fine. Unknowingly, the hijacker was relaying information to Cleveland Air Control and not the passengers, which was the intended recipients of this radio transmission. And again, at 9:39, the hijackers give Cleveland Air Control the same radio transmission of there's a bomb, remain calm, everything will be fine, we're going back to the airport. A flight attendant at 9:35 was able to contact a United Airlines facility and tell them that they have a bomb, they have knives, they're in the cockpit, and the flight attendant has already been killed. Now that we know when Flight 93 gets hijacked and how Cleveland Air Control Center is notified about this, let's talk about the passengers. The passengers were forced to the back of the plane, creating a lot of space between them and the hijackers. However, this was a mistake on the hijackers' behalf, because this allowed passengers to make and receive phone calls to loved ones. These phone calls from loved ones would tell them that, oh my God, something is occurring at the World Trade Center. Oh my God, a plane just hit the World Trade Center. Oh my God, oh my God. They started to learn about these other attacks and started to piece together that their plane might be connected to these other attacks that are occurring. And they started to form a plan. A passenger was able to call his wife and tell her that there is a vote among the passengers to make a plan to prevent the plane from attacking a major city, just to prevent the plane from attacking and creating another major tragedy. At 9:42, all planes were forced to land by the FAA. Any planes coming into America had to be rerouted back to Mexico, back to Canada. Any planes in America have to land. This is the first time in American history where all planes were forced to land. All air traffic was halted. There's a YouTube video out there that shows the progression of how quickly these planes just began to land. It's pretty interesting. The passengers were able to create a plan thanks to the fact that they were separated from the hijackers, and this plan was that they would rush the cockpit, break the doors open, and fight the hijackers and regain control. From 9:48 to 9:58, passengers started to make phone calls with loved ones, telling them that this was the plan, they were going to go for it, that they love them, and that they'll see them when they see them. At 9:58, passengers make forward with their plan, And the hijackers realized that the passengers were planning something and were going to do something. So the hijackers started to move the plane and started to sway and just move erratically to get the passengers off their feet to hopefully prevent them from committing to their plan. We know this because because Cleveland Air Control Center notifies the FAA that the plane is moving erratically. At 10:03, United 93 crashes in a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. All 40 passengers die on impact, and it creates a 15 feet deep crater, and it's 30 miles long. It was originally believed the plane was actually shot down instead of crashed down because there was a command from the regional commander that any planes that refused to land would be shot down instead. And there were some air fighters in the air at that time. However, it was later clarified that the plane was actually crashed out instead of shot down. Some of you might be wondering where Flight 93 was supposed to crash. From the 9/11 Commission's report, it was later confirmed that Flight 93 was supposed to hit the Capitol. This could have brought the death count of 2,977 to a much greater count. In summary, Flight 93 was delayed for more than 40 minutes. The passengers were able to learn about the other attacks and set a plan to prevent their plane from being part of those attacks and tragedies. These brave and heroic passengers sacrificed their life to prevent other lives to be affected on 9/11. We all remember the sad and heartbreaking stories of 9/11. However, there are stories out there where people acted heroically and bravely. Some of these people are able to tell their stories of them giving aid while others died in the process. We should all remember those people. Remember their actions on 9/11. Thank you.